What is going on, guys? Welcome to your second computer networking tutorial, and in this video I want to talk to you guys about the different types of computer networks. Now, computer networks, pretty much like everything else, they can be classified in many different ways. For example, you can classify a personal network like the one you would have in your home, or a professional for businesses, or you can classify them according to the different, types of computers they have, a cellular network, for example. But probably the easiest to understand and probably the best starting point whenever you're trying to classify networks is just to classify them according to their reach or size. So reach or size. And if you hear any moaning, that is actually my dog. I don't know what he wants right now. He's just looking at me. But anyways, let's carry on. Let's go over the different types. Really, old Dan? Alright, just fight through it. The different sizes are a LAN, and a LAN is a local area network. And first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the three different ones: LAN, MAN, and WAN. And then I'll talk about each one in detail. So LAN stands for local area network, MAN stands for metropolitan area network, and WAN is actually a wide area network. My dog isn't allowed to come in my room, so he usually just sits out in the hallway, and he knows he's not supposed to come in. So he sits out in the hallway and he looks in, and since I'm busy, he's slowly inching closer and closer. I think that he hopes that I won't see him. But anyways, the first one I talked about is LAN. So let's go ahead and cover that right now. So what is a LAN? Well, I I said that it's a local area network. Well, what type of computer network does this represent? Well, a local area network pretty much means that all computers are in the same building. So here's your building right now. You might have a computer here, here, all right, computer, 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 and you can, of course, have a printer. That's a type of computer too, as we talked about earlier. But basically, LAN, which is a local area network, this is how you know if your network is a LAN. All the computers are in close distance to each other, and they're usually in the same house or same building. Again, the building could be either a house or a high school or even, a small business. So say that this is a small business right here. This would be an example of a LAN. Now, why would you want a LAN? Why would you want to connect the computers in a high school or, even in your home? Well, it's good, say this was a college, it would be really good for sharing printers. And that's how colleges, whenever they connect them in this type of network, that's why every, computer in your computer lab, it doesn't need its own printer. So that's one, very useful technique of a LAN. Another thing is, if this was your house, and maybe your mom and dad had a computer, maybe your sister had a computer, and you had a laptop, what you could do is you could actually hook this up to the same server. Oh, Dan, be quiet, I'm trying to teach here. And basically all of you guys can store your illegal movies on that same one server, so that's really handy. But anyways, good for sharing things in small or the same building in a close vicinity. And these are usually connected by cable or wireless. Okay, I gotta let my dog out. Sorry, guys.